Hello, everyone. I am Jessica Beck, your IELTS teacher. And in this episode, you are going to hear Lindsay and I talk about the perfect length for your paragraphs in the Task 2 essay. You're going to find out exactly how many sentences you should have in each paragraph and how this will raise your Task 2 score. So listen up and take notes. And remember, you could get free resources that I designed as an examiner. So guys, check out our quiz, get your estimated IELTS band score at allearsenglish.com/IELTS quiz. All right, enjoy the episode. This is an IELTS Energy Podcast, episode 608, Legendary Lengths for Task 2 Paragraphs.
You are listening to the IELTS Energy Podcast from All Ears English. We believe in connection, not perfection, and we're here to show you how to get the score that you need on your next IELTS exam. Find out why our strategies are the most powerful in the IELTS world and get your free video masterclass at allearsenglish.com/INSIDER. Now, let's get to the show.
In today's show, you'll learn the most appropriate lengths for every paragraph in your IELTS Task 2 essay, so no sentence is wasted.
Hey, Jessica, how's it going today?
It is fantastic. As we are recording this, it's a Thursday. And I may have mentioned this before, but one of my favorite nights of the week is Thursday night because James and I have a standing play date with our friends, Tanya and Kristen and their boys. And
nice.
it is like a highlight of my week. Every week we all have dinner together and we all have like really deep conversations as like the adults. I don't know why, but it's just this Thursday night deep conversation exploration and the boys go crazy with Nerf guns and everyone is happy.
So fun. That's so fun. That sounds awesome. It's so nice to be out and talking with friends and hanging out. It's so good. That's so great.
So good. Oh, community and friends are amazing. And do you have a standing Thursday thing? Wednesday's your tennis, right?
Wednesday's tennis. Yeah, but I just had a really nice birthday party and that was amazing just to have some great friends over and we managed to stay dry. Even though it was a wet day, we were at the beach, but we bought a canopy so we could actually be outside regardless of the weather, because it was still warm, you know what I mean? And when you're down there at the beach, you want to be outside. You don't want to be cooped up inside. So we could still enjoy the ocean together and they got me a cake and good times. We went to a brewery to break things up and that was super fun. So all kinds of good stuff.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
What kind of birthday cake did you have?
Oh my God. Of course. Chocolate on chocolate. On chocolate.
Yeah!
Like I would never entertain anything else. Like if anyone ever got me a vanilla birthday cake, no.
What a waste of cake, right?
Waste.
Like why is that not chocolate? You're wasting every bite if you do that. Oh no, I'm totally the same. And like even ice cream cakes. Yeah. Even like if the ice cream is in the ice cream cake, it should be at least chocolate chip, if not chocolate chip.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, I wonder if ice cream or cake flavors ever comes up on the IELTS exam. What do you think? Food, flavors, that kind of thing? Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's like a super specific part 2 question about describing an occasion with cake, which I did a sample answer for on our YouTube channel. And I will link to that in the blog because that's a super weird question. And it is a real IELTS question. So come back to the blog, guys, IELTS.allearsenglish.com. This is episode 608. So I'll link to the cake episode as well.
Yeah. So we need to be ready for anything on the exam. And that's why, guys, these conversations at the beginning of the podcast are not just for us to kind of review our lives. It's for you guys, right? To understand what natural conversation looks like, to hear random topics coming up. So you're ready for it when it comes up on the speaking test, for example. Yeah.
Exactly. And just like the recent student we had on the show, Skeibhert, how she uses the podcast to improve her pronunciation, right? Which led to a 7 on speaking, by the way. These beginning bits where we're just naturally talking, that's the best part to mimic and really push yourself to that natural way of expression. So be like Skeibhert and get a 7 on speaking.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to listen to that episode.
Oh, so good. Okay. So today, you guys, we are actually talking not about speaking. We are going to focus on writing task 2. So we had a really thought-provoking question from a student in our Facebook group for the course about paragraphs. Lindsay, can you read that question?
I can't because I can't find it in front of me. I can't find it now. It's somewhere inside of our Facebook group. And
I got it.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, the thing is, guys, it's funny in a very good way because our Facebook group is so active.
Yeah.
I mean, this question was literally from 3 days ago, and it's like all the way down the feed because there have been so many discussions since then. It's so
amazing.
Awesome. Okay, so this lovely, delightful student says, "Hi, Jessica Beck. I have a question about writing task 2. Is the proportion of paragraphs important for good scoring? For example, in scientific articles, background, discussion, and conclusion parts should not be too long, but body and methods and results parts should be long enough instead. Is this also true in IELTS? Should we make the first and last paragraphs as short as possible?" Yes, that's a great question. Like, obviously coming from a background in academic writing, right?
Yeah.
So Lindsay, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, my thoughts are that most likely what's in the body is really the meat of your essay, right? That's the meat of the whole thing. So we really want to focus heavily on the body paragraph. And
Yes.
you know, the beginning and the end, intro, conclusion, those have certain purposes, right? And there's specific purposes to summarize or to lead into it, but the body is really is the meat.
Exactly. And that is the analogy that we use in 3 Keys IELTS to think of your essay like a hamburger.
Yeah.
Where the introduction and conclusion are just like, the bread. Nobody cares about that. It's just there to hold together all the good stuff. So you're exactly right. The body is the meat. And that is most of what your score is based on, right? So like Lindsay said, the introduction and the conclusion, those are purely functional.
Yeah.
And a lot of students, and I get this, especially high level students, are trying to impress like immediately. And I get that, but that makes the introduction too long.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is like, you're putting in these details in the introduction that you're just going to repeat right away in the next paragraphs. Because the IELTS essay is so short. It is so short. There's really no time to repeat anything. So you really have to stick super strictly to a template. So you make sure not to waste time, not to waste words.
Yeah.
Because for sure, introduction and conclusion should be short. Hello, awesome IELTS Energy listeners. If you want access to the same writing templates who have helped so many students get that 7 or higher on their IELTS writing test, look no further than 3 Keys IELTS. Go to allearsenglish.com/KEYS.
Yeah, I mean, that makes me think of templates, right? Because we mentioned that on the webinar that we had, the awesome webinar about time, saving time that we had this week. It was amazing. And we mentioned to the students on the webinar, those templates are so important because when you are following a template, you're not making these mistakes. You know exactly what to do, guys.
Exactly. And that's, in my response to him, that's exactly what I said, was just like, let me see exactly what I said here. I said, just follow the structure in the course. Yes, most of your score depends on the body, so those paragraphs are longer. I mean, it is exactly what we need. You really just have to use those templates. So introduction, conclusion. Introduction is going to be 3 to 4 sentences. That's it. Conclusion, 2 sentences. Boom, done. You do not need anything else than that, right? The only reason to include sentences in your essay is if they will improve your score, right? And putting extra stuff in the intro and the conclusion will not improve your score is the thing. So why do it? Just like in our webinars, that is a waste of time if it's not helping your score. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. That's so key. That is so important to know. This is great. Sometimes students get in the course and I'll get an email from a student and they'll ask me a specific question about something in reading or something. And I always say, you just bought the course, go into the course, go through it step by step. You have all the information and your question is going to get answered in the course, right? But don't jump ahead. There's no reason now. At this point, you can relax and just follow the system because you're in.
Well, that's the great thing about the Facebook group, because I admire students that are super motivated and are pushing ahead, and that's great. And I know that everyone out there, listeners, when you begin your IELTS journey, right, you are awash with questions. You are flooded with questions because you don't know everything yet. You don't have the parameters for what you need to know even. And so I get it. And this does happen, right? Where people are like so stoked to start knowing everything about IELTS. And so they jump into the course, do the welcome module, get going on the study plan. They start the listening, but they're sort of like looking ahead at the study plan. And they're like, this, makes me have a question. What about this in writing? And when they post that in the Facebook group, I'm just like, you know what? Let me take that anxiety away from you. You are going to find that out in approximately 5 days when you follow the study plan.
But it's so refreshing, right? To be able to do that, to know if you make the time and you do what we tell you to do, you're going to get to the goal. Right?
It's all in there. It's all in there, guys. Just take the pressure off. But I love this other part of his question where he really shows his knowledge of scientific articles and research papers and writing those, right? And that's great, right? He has this background, but that can make it difficult also to really trust the task 2 structure, because in your mind, it's like, well, I've done all these research papers that are 5 pages. I have all this knowledge. How can I use it on IELTS? And you can't. That's the thing. You just cannot use all of that stuff because it doesn't fit in the 4-paragraph structure in 40 minutes.
We talked about this before, the danger of just assuming, even if not just so much scientific articles, but if you've gotten a degree at a university and you learned how to do academic writing, some of it applies, but a lot of it doesn't, right? We've said before that the IELTS exam writing task is a different animal.
Totally.
You'll never use it again, and you've never done it until now, right? I love that.
Exactly. And we've had so many students on the show recently who have gotten amazing writing scores, you guys. And if you haven't listened to those recent episodes, I will link to them in the blog for this one. This is episode 608. Is that right? 608?
Is it 609 or 608?
608. So this is 608, you guys. So definitely come back to IELTS.allearsenglish.com and I will link to those episodes because everybody wants a 7 or higher in writing, and that is the toughest nut to crack for a lot of students. And I know listeners out there, it is for you too. So today's strategies, today's advice are definitely going to help you, right? Yes. Body paragraphs 2 and 3 will be much longer than the introduction and conclusion, but you need to have the template because the intro and the conclusion are necessary and functional, and they serve very specific purposes. And you have to know what the function of each sentence is because nothing is wasted in these templates, right? Everything is for your score. So listen to those student episodes and they will talk about how useful the templates are. And you can also get some really cool writing advice from those guys.
Oh, so cool. So inspiring to listen to students' voices who have done this, who have conquered this. It's so cool. So
it's
cool.
Amazing. I'm so proud of our students. So guys, if you are ready to get past IELTS in 30 days or 60 days, even if you have 6 months, you can get into our course now. Go to allearsenglish.com/KEYS.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. All right, Jessica, thanks for hanging out. And we will be back on this show next week. I can't wait.
Recording from Boston.
Yeah, we'll be recording from my apartment in Boston. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Okay, take care. See you
All right,
soon.
Lindsay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks so much for listening to the IELTS Energy Podcast from All Ears English. And if you want to get tips from Lindsay and Jessica every week on how to get a 7 on your next IELTS exam, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your computer or on your smartphone. Thanks again and see you soon.